Let's get some price picks in today, guys. Last night, the slip went 2 and 3, but then the replacement picks actually went 3 and 0. I'll get to that in a bit. But for the slip, 2 and 3, and you can notice I refunded it. And I explained this exactly in last night's video. If I'm grabbing an under on a player, on a starter especially, and one of his other main starters is out, so in this case, Washington, then he was out, and Kuzma we had is under 32.5 PRA. It's still cashed, but you lose value on these props when you're grabbing an under, and of course another starter is out. There's going to be more usage for Kuzma, and the likeness that he's going to go over this 32.5 now with Denny out increases quite substantially. So just because it hit doesn't mean it was a good pick, and this is a perfect example of every time that I say that, just because a pick is good does not exactly mean it was hit. This under 32.5 PRA was good if Denny was in, but it's no longer good when he's out, yet it's still hit. So you understand how that works and how lineup changes and other factors can completely make a pick bad, but doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to hit. I see bad picks hit all the time and good picks miss, but in the long run, over thousands and thousands of picks, obviously you want good picks. On this one little sample size, doesn't really matter. As for the other picks, this was looking good. Anthony Edwards was kind of slow on the rebounds, and Gobert was doing very well on the rebounds, but then they ended up both going over. And on Lillard and Giannis, these guys both went over rather than under because they were popping off together as intended. Now that's the actual slip that went 2 and 3, but like I said, the other picks went 3 and 0. So you have Marvin Bagley on the over 6.5 rebounds, Dort on the under 11.5 points, and Paul George on the under 5.5 rebounds is the replacement picks that I suggested. And if you notice, Paul George only got 5 rebounds, so got exactly under that 5.5. We got Marvin Bagley, we got 14 rebounds, so that's another cash there. And then Dort on the under 11.5 points, he only got 9. So 3 and 0 there. Overall, it was a 5 and 3 day. Nothing crazy, but we've been doing really well in the recent YouTube picks. Now, I do have a couple 6-mans built out to show you guys. But before we get into the picks, I do want to say that I will be on vacation for the next week. So basically, no videos for the next week. If you guys do want to still get picks while I'm on vacation without the YouTube videos and just try it out for the week, this is a perfect time because I'll still be sending slips in the Discord, so that will still be active while the YouTube channel will not, because I'm not going to be making videos on vacation. That being said, just click the first link in the description on WAP and you can sign up for this page if you guys do want to get more picks for this next week. So obviously a very small NBA slate tonight, but there's a couple points of value. The main ones are Towns on the over 31.5 PRA, Banchero on the under 6.5 assists, and Cunningham on the over 32.5 PRA. I don't have Cunningham in any slips, but I do have Banchero in this slip right here on the under 6.5 assists, and I have Anthony Edwards actually on the over PRA. He was also a good pick that I snapped in earlier. I don't think he's bumped, so he's still good value on this, but you could also replace this with Towns if you're liking Towns more than Edwards tonight. But Edwards or Towns are good on the over PRA. And then I went to Jalen Brunson over assists into Dante DiVincenzo on the over PRA. This game right here, Knicks versus Celtics, is the tightest game of tonight. You could see 2 -8 spreads on the Magic Pistons game and the Nets Minnesota game. Then Boston versus New York should be a bit of a tighter game. New York Knicks at home, slow pace, but without Randall. I mean, Brunson and Dante are kind of just running this team. So I'm going with both of them on the overs. Hopefully it's a tighter game, getting a lot of minutes for both of these. Over assists into Dante threes, things like that is very natural with this Knicks lineup. Then Banchero's just a straight positive expected value pick, as well as Anthony Edwards on the over PRA. Like I said, you could replace that with Towns. For these next 2 picks on soccer, just under 1.5 shots for Vasilev here over in the MLS, as well as Kokaro on the under shot on target. And while we're taking these guys, I mean, it's just straight value picks. So Kokaro here on the under half shot on target is at -167. Essentially has 62.55% chance that he goes under those shots on target, as well as Vasilev here. Very nice one. I'm going to check him here on the OddsJuice dashboard. Vasilev is pretty similar here, 62.41% chance or -166 fair. So all you guys that love taking those 2 powers, if there was a 2 power to take, it's these 2 soccer picks together. Throw them in a 2 power. Like I said, I never recommend 2 powers, but if you do want to play those and you just absolutely hate 6-mans, just go with that. I like these 2 soccer picks the most out of everything else. Soccer is definitely much easier to win in than NBA. So that's going to be one slip, NBA/soccer. And then we have another slip right here. This is a mix of NHL and soccer. So I'm just going to show you the value on these 2 guys on soccer first, and I'm going to get into the NHL picks. So under half a shot on target, even better than the other ones I just showed you. 69% chance that he goes under that half a shot on target. And then for Dan Burn, this is a push line. So what I like to do with my push lines is essentially, he set at 3.5 on the sports books, but there's such a low chance that he goes over that 3.5 that we'll take it at 3 either way. So at the very least, we're getting that push potential, basically about a 65-ish% chance that he at least pushes. So that's very good for us, especially in 6 months, because if this does revert down to a 5 flex, we still get a 10x payout for a 5 for 5, still get a 2x for a 4 out of 5, and we still get a 0.4x for a 3 out of 5. So that's good there. That's why I like taking these push lines in soccer, under 3 tackles on Dan Burn. Then the next picks on NHL, I just have under shots on goal for Andre here, under shots on goal for Nekas, and then we got Tyler Toffoli on the under 3.5 shots on goal with Timo Meyer on the under points. That's another slip for you guys. And for those who cashed that 25x on CBB the other day, I have another CBB play here. So in Tennessee here, I'm going Dalton on the under points as well as Ziegler on the under 6.5 assists. And then we're going to Gonzaga, grabbing Nolan Hickman on the under 14.5 points with Ryan Nembhard on the under 6.5 assists. And then USC here, Kobe Johnson under 9.5 points and Isaiah on the under 3.5 assists. That's 3 full 6-mans for you guys. Let me know if you're tailing one of these in the comments or all of these. And like I said, if you do want more picks throughout the week, make sure to sub to the VIP Discord because there will be no videos for the next week.